Jake Paul's California mansion has been raided by the FBI, multiple news organizations report. You can see in this aerial footage agents in uniform outside his home in Calabasas.
What's funny about your brother? Your brother talks more shit than anybody else on the planet. They're trying to sue people when people talk shit. There's people out there saying they're fake fights, they're fixed.
You know, for me, in my opinion, I think it's scripted a little bit because, you know, of the weight difference, and, you know, Joshua's a former, you know, champion. And also, you know, he's active.
That was not a boxing match. Jake Paul had a very healthy fear for his life while he was in there. He was running away. He was trying to get distance. Then he was trying to step in to win this contest. And then he's trying to get out of the way so that he doesn't get hurt again.
Once again, Jake Paul is at the center of a massive controversy, one that could seriously threaten his boxing career. New accusations are spreading online, claiming that Paul may have scripted parts of his high-profile fights, including the Netflix event against Anthony Joshua. Some corners of social media have gone even further, pushing rumors of arrests involving Jake and his brother. While promoters and boxing officials strongly deny that professional fights can be pre-planned without serious legal consequences, public doubt around Jake Paul's legitimacy has reached a breaking point. Given his past controversies, including an FBI raid on his Calabasas mansion, the timing couldn't be worse. Now, as questions grow louder and trust fades, many fans are asking the same thing: is this the beginning of the end for Jake Paul's boxing run?
Raided the Southern California home of YouTube star Jake Paul. Federal officials say the search was part of an investigation. Wendy Birch is in Calabasas with what we're learning tonight.
Sky 5 was overhead this morning as federal agents entered Jake Paul's Calabasas home located in this gated community off of Mulholland Highway. We counted close to 24 federal agents, some of them in tactical gear, entering the residence. Why they were here and what they were looking for, that remains unclear. The federal search warrant has been sealed and no one is offering any.
Long before the latest arrest rumors surfaced, boxing analysts, former fighters, and promoters had already been questioning Jake Paul's rise. Critics point to carefully chosen opponents past their prime, strange fight pacing, late knockdowns, and rumored contract clauses that appear designed to reduce real risk. To them, Paul's success hasn't felt organic, it's felt engineered.
I've been curious about this because, like, you know, you saw the Askren fight, we saw these fights that he went into. The Fury one obviously didn't go the way that I thought it was going to go, just because I was so convinced that, like, Jake had these fights fixed, and there's a lot of people who talk about the fights being fixed because it's just the way it is.
Yeah, they tell me that too. They're like, tell me you're not going to take a fall against Paul. Everybody says that to me. I'm like, are you kidding me? You could have paid me all the money in the world.
Veteran voices in boxing admit Jake Paul brings money and attention to the sport, but they argue his matchups often avoid real danger. Instead of testing elite skill, critics say the fight seemed designed to protect the brand. As each new controversy emerges, it doesn't stand alone. It adds to a growing belief that Paul's boxing journey has relied more on optics, leverage, and control than the raw unpredictability that defines real boxing.
If the Jake Paul fight was set up.
What happened to me is what was going to happen to him had he dropped those hands. If I say, Rampage, I'm going to pay you $2 million, right? Let this dude beat you, what you going to do? You're going to feel disrespected, number one. Right? That ain't enough money. For me to do that, I got to be willing to walk away for good. Something like 20-something million where I can invest it and fall off in the shape.
The Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson fight only intensified those suspicions. After the bout, rumors exploded online about a leaked script suggesting the fight was pre-planned. Alleged audio clips began circulating, claiming dramatic moments like Tyson appearing exhausted before Paul's win were staged. While none of this has been proven, the internet frenzy reignited long-standing doubts.
In the United States is $1.3 million. Again, that's over the course of the person's entire life. Jake Paul earned 30 times that in one night. People talk about winners and losers, like Jake Paul.
After defeating Mike Tyson, Jake Paul spoke confidently about the fight, saying, "I didn't get much punched or hurt." His fans celebrated the comment as proof of his growth and dominance. But critics saw something else. They pointed to the lack of danger, the muted intensity, and Tyson's subdued performance, arguing the fight never felt like a true battle between equals.
Big as the Super Bowl.
Big as the what?
Why was Mike wearing assless chaps though? In the
did that moment go viral with his cheeks out?
I don't know. It made my stomach hurt.
I was seeing it. Why did he have underwear on?
He had a G-string on, is what he had.
Almost.
I thought he was completely butt naked.
Nah, he looked like a stripper.
But yeah, biggest live gate, 18.1 millions in U.S. boxing history outside of Las Vegas. A phenomenal night. I'm sorry I didn't knock him out, though, guys.
Shut the fuck up. It was crazy when we talked about this. I told him you're going to say some dumb shit. You did the right thing at the end.
The recent matchup with Anthony Joshua has sparked similar debate. Many analysts called the fight absurd from the start. A YouTuber turned boxer with a 12-1 record facing a former two-time heavyweight champion raised serious questions. Joshua's experience, size, and elite background made the matchup look one-sided. To critics, it felt less like a real contest and more like a spectacle built for money and attention.
Jake Paul, fake Paul I call him, against Anthony Joshua. Massive unit, two-time world champ, still got a big punch. I think he's mentally fragile at world level if he goes against the big guns because of the knockout, especially the bar knockout when he got fucking splattered. You know what I mean? In round 5, and he got hurt early on, and then he got done. And he's not been in the ring for 13 months.
Yeah.
But can you see a world in which Jake Paul is competitive in this fight?
No.
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 How do you see the fight going if AJ takes it serious?
It'll be over when he.
Still, Jake Paul entered the fight projecting extreme confidence. Observers noted his intense focus and belief in himself, even surprising veteran analysts. Unlike some past fights, Paul appeared mentally locked in, treating the moment as a career-defining opportunity. Supporters argue this mindset shows he understands the magnitude of facing a former heavyweight champion and is genuinely trying to prove himself.
He's very big. I'm here to shock the world, inspire the next generation. We're in the Heat arena. I'm a big Heat fan. Miami's on fire. This is my first pro fight, was in Miami against Gibb. I'm bringing that same energy here.
That confidence, however, has only fueled more skepticism. Many seasoned analysts believe Paul's belief in beating Anthony Joshua is unrealistic. Joshua is a proven elite heavyweight with years of championship experience and durability Paul has never faced. Some critics have even questioned Paul's physical development and endurance, speculating, without evidence, that his performance may rely on unnatural advantages.
Natural, no. I can say that with pretty certain confidence in that statement, mainly because, as you heard me mention, I know a lot of the people he trains with and I have heard things. Now let's give Jake the benefit of the doubt, right? He's able to restrain from the peer pressure that everyone's putting on him to hop on these certain compounds. Then that would be cool to train natural, do what he needs to do. But the thing is, his body composition has changed so much, his explosiveness, his power, and yes, that comes with training and time. But I find it very suspicious that for some reason, whenever a drug test gets brought up, for instance, when Fury wanted that in the contract, Jake Paul turns them down. So you should think to yourself, it's probably because he's not natural. Now I want to make it clear, I don't care whether Jake Paul is natural or not. There's so many people that aren't natural that are in combat sports. In fact, Tyron Woodley probably is also not natural. Everyone wants that little edge over their competition, and that's where drugs and anabolics come into play. There's certain compounds that are out there that just increase your explosiveness immensely, your recovery, so that you can stay in the same weight class, which is very important for combat sports, whether that's boxing, UFC, whatever type of combat sport you're doing. So that is why you guys have seen so much improvement from Jake Paul. Of course, he has a great circle around him, great trainers, great coaches, a great regimen, but definitely anabolics play a very fundamental role in that. They allow him to train as hard as he does. They allow him to increase his power and speed. And of course, when you think of those concepts, that's essentially the recipe.
Despite all the controversy, real money is flooding into this fight. Fans, casual bettors, and even public figures are placing wagers,